guys, welcome back to Casper's the Friendly Host, episode 4. So I'm currently actually at an Airbnb that I clean. Chris and I both have side jobs because our son Cole is trying to make it through his last year of college without taking any loans. So we're helping tie up the loose ends for him. He takes care of quite a bit, and we're just helping out wherever we can. So anyway, I'm here at this Airbnb cleaning, and I figured I'd do a quick video to get the next video started off. And this next one actually starts with, let me see here, it was May, the end of May 2019. And we did not eat in this cabin because, to be completely honest, it did not smell good. And I know what you're thinking, oh, all cabins have a smell, but this had its very own smell. So at this point, we finally had it like aired out enough, cleaned out enough to eat inside of it. So up until this point, we were having crock pot meals on the deck outside in the winter. And washing dishes on the deck too. We still didn't have running water at this point. So we cleaned the kitchen as best as we could, and we had our very first little like breakfast buffet, and we sat and ate breakfast at this cute little antique table that we still have that was in the cabin that we found in the cabin. And then we had some friends up to explore the trails, because there's a lot of trails around there, which is really cool. You can actually ride to them right from the cabin, which is very convenient. And we're really happy that, you know, you can ride on the side of the road to get to the trailhead. You don't have to trailer to it, which is cool. So we checked out all of the trails around there and the restaurants and the shops, and had some friends up and just explored the area. And then after that, we ended up going over to Silver Lake. We're always going to Silver Lake to hang out with our Silver Lake friends. They were having a thing called Jeep Invasion, and a lot of us have Jeeps. So we went over there to check it out and hang out with our Silver Lake friends. And then it was game on after that, and you will see there was a lot of work taking place. Eventually, not at this point, but actually during this video, you'll see where we come to the point where we sign the paperwork and the place is actually ours. And we get to start, Chris and I and Cole, we all get to start making our own decisions as to, like we said before, what we wanted to do with this place. Like, it was going to be our decisions on how we wanted to remodel it and change up some things. So better get back to cleaning. Almost out of Windex. Better go hit the cleaning closet. But hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. April showers bring May flowers and green grass and the leaves back on the trees. We weren't 100% sure what this property looked like in the springtime, so there was a lot of fun surprises. And this thing right here is the biggest pile of sticks I've ever seen in my entire life. Chris's dad used to walk the property, and then as he did so, he would pick up sticks and twigs and just throw them in this pile, and it grew and grew. So we gathered some reinforcements, and they literally pitched in, and we got a dumpster, and we just got rid of it because it was just falling apart, just disintegrating. And then we sat around and looked at our progress and admired it and thought about our next project, which was this chimney. We were like, how do we get this thing down? It was falling apart. So we came up with an idea. We're going to loosen the bolts, tie a rope around it, and pull it down. Chris wanted to use his truck, but Cole's like, nah, we can do this.
1, 2, 3. Yeah!
And then it was time for a little family fun, and we played some checkers and foosball, and then Cole showed us the song that he was working on. One of the last things we tackled on this trip was patching up the hole where the chimney used to be. Then it was time to head home, and a few days later, it was our good friend's son's graduation party. That's my dad. What a great time with friends. They had games, they had music, they had great food, and they had camping in hammocks overnight. So here it is a week later, and we're back at the cabin. There were several trees that if they fell, they were close enough to the cabin to where they could cause some major damage, so we had to take these down. Then we got a visit from our nephew and his family, and they all went for a ride with Chris and the Razor, and I got to babysit my great niece.
Oh, right in the cup holder. Look at that. Throw it to doggy. Throw it for Deacon. He'll get it. Throw it. See?
So to gain better access to the 10 acres, we started to cut a looped trail late winter, early spring. And to give Cole something super fun to do in between all the hard work on the cabin and on the trail, we surprised him with his very own four-wheeler, which, by the way, he broke that trail in like nobody's business. And side note, we're paying that thing off this week. Finally, woohoo! Okay, so back to the cabin work. This is pretty much what the kitchen looked like when we first got into the place, and we wanted to open it up into the living and dining room area. So to do that, we would have to remove those upper and lower cabinets. We ended up reusing the bottom cupboards for the garage later on, and then this became this. This step would be the first step of many more to come in order to bring more light, flow, and movement into this area. So this was the last project of this trip. We went back home with a sleepy dog and a sleepy kid, and then we turned right back around the next weekend with a friend in tow to help out, and a happy kid and a happy fur kid. Boy, oh boy, we couldn't wait to get our hands on this garage. Just slap a fresh coat of paint on it and swap out the garage doors. So Chris back in the day used to own his own painting company, so he knew how to paint, obviously, and then he taught me. And this is our friend Phil, which we also call Bunker. He sprayed and rolled the outside and did an excellent job. And then our friend Catfish, real name Mike, he swapped out the garage doors for us. So this eyesore ended up becoming this gem. I mean, look at it, it's beautiful. We're so grateful for the help of our friends, so grateful. The cabin was painted too, and the door was swapped out, and they added new cedar to the soffit. And then Chris wanted to add lights up one side and down the other of the cabin. And once this was installed and we lit that place up, Chris was pretty much obsessed with lighting everything up after this. The next day we took a break from working and hit the trails and went to the nearest restaurant. And the trails were just a little dusty. On the ride back to the cabin, Catfish showed Cole how to pop a wheelie. It took a few weeks, but Cole finally figured out how to do it. So the last thing tackled on this trip was our buddy Mike, aka Schmuckle, removed this toilet for us. And then it's 1 week later and we're back at our other home away from home, Silver Lake Sand Dunes. We purchased an 18-foot long enclosed trailer. It used to be a lawn maintenance trailer, and Chris converted it into a camper / toy hauler, and we kept it at one of the campgrounds in Silver Lake. And whenever we would visit, we usually stayed in this.
Oh boy, I guess it's time to get up, isn't it?
Cole's good friend Riley was in the color guard in high school at this time. There's always something fun to do in the campground, so of course Cole, being Cole, had to take a crack at it. Then it was time to play in the sand with the bomb pop. One of our favorite things to do is to cruise the dunes with our friends and their kids and hang out and go swimming at the beach. Lake Michigan's like right there. If you've never been to Silver Lake Sand Dunes in Michigan, definitely check it out. There's also Sleeping Bear, but you can't drive in Sleeping Bear Dunes, but you can in Silver Lake. So on this particular day, it just kept getting darker and scarier. And eventually we left, and on the drive home, Chris and his buddy got completely soaked. There's no hood on the bomb pop. The next day was sunshine, shopping, and restaurants. And then we headed back home. And the following week was the 2019 family reunion. And as always, good food, fun games, and family. You guessed it, the very next week we're back up north. We met and made friends with the local excavator, and we had him drop some dirt on our property to even some areas out. Then he showed us the zip line on his property. It's 1,000 feet long, and it goes over a man-made pond with an island in the center, which was really cool. And then he has a few paragliders that we got to check out as well. Sometimes he even buzzes our house. So it's the end of July 2019, and guess what? We finally signed the paperwork. The place is officially ours, and we can start figuring out what it is we want to do with this place. So we sat back and thought, the sky is the limit with our imagination. What is our next project? What is it that we want to do? Each of us had our own different ideas, but there was one that Chris had that we were all excited to get started on.